Senator from Oregon.
Mr. President, I fully support taking tougher action against Russia. They have waged a deadly, years-long war on Ukraine, and the United States must do more to tighten the screws on the Putin war machine. So I am fully in favor of strong sanctions. But this bill, despite its title, is not just a sanctions bill. It gives Donald Trump massive new tariff authority that he can use to threaten our trading partners and raise prices on the American people. I believe senators will come to deeply regret voting to give Donald Trump this tariff authority. This bill gives Trump so much discretion that he can ultimately decide what countries to tariff or what countries to exempt. He can modify tariffs at his will. Over the last year and a half, Americans have seen what Donald Trump will do with unchecked tariff authority. They have seen his tariffs raise prices for Americans and their families on everything from food to housing to health care. Americans have seen small businesses and family farms shut down because they cannot afford massive new taxes on machinery and merchandise. The Trump tariffs go on again and off again, disrupting supply chains and making it difficult for businesses to plan, invest, and hire. Our allies, including Canada and the EU, openly question the reliability of our nation and are looking to other countries for more stable trade relationships. As Trump turns the tariff dial up and down to punish or reward countries as he likes, the process ends up being a corrupt taxing of the American people to settle Trump personal political scores. If Congress passes this bill with these tariffs, members will be condoning the tariff chaos of the last year and a half and inviting more. This bill gives Trump clear authority to put tariffs up to 100% on the goods Americans buy from major trading partners around the globe. That includes 100% tariffs on things like food, medicine, machinery, and electronics. Congress would even be letting Trump put tariffs on allies like Hungary, Slovakia, France, Belgium, and Japan. Donald Trump can pick and choose even more countries to tariff every 180 days. That's because there is no mechanism in this bill, none whatsoever, for Congress to roll back the Trump tariffs. Trump can increase or decrease tariffs just by notifying the Congress of his decision. He's not going to be constrained by any kind of paperwork or rules. Colleagues, this body has been fighting tooth and nail to stop Trump from abusing the laws already on the books. Trump has shown us repeatedly he won't be limited by the spirit of the law. He'll use any loophole to slap tariffs on our allies and make life more expensive for Americans. The Trump tariffs are now raising prices, hurting our alliances, and opening the door to corruption. This bill will further increase the cost of living for American families when they're struggling. So all of my colleagues who've said, look, we want to hold down the cost of living, we want to make life more affordable, this is not going to do that. This is going to increase the cost of living for Americans as we go into the next few months. It'd be a nightmare for the Americans who want to see their government tackle the affordability crisis. It would be a dangerous mistake to sign our names on a blank check that gives Trump even more power to indiscriminately use these tariffs. So I urge my colleagues this morning to support the Paul Wyden amendment, which would strike this new tariff authority. It would make sure that we're not giving Trump power to tax our constituents for the things they buy from trading partners around the world. There is no need to include this new tariff in the bill. And the fact that the White House won't support the bill without new tariff powers should scare every senator in this room. Trump has shown over the last year and a half that he can't be trusted with unilateral power on tariffs. Everything he's done suggests that he's going to abuse this power, and I urge my colleagues this morning to vote yes on the Paul Wyden amendment to prevent this body from handing Donald Trump a new tool for inflation and corruption. I yield the floor.